one that's got the fold down the tailplane there, who also really, really likes it out here.
How y'all doing this week? I'm not jumping you in. You're not being heard yet. So, yeah, what's going on, people? How y'all doing? Weeks. It's cold. It's hot. We're back. We're here. We're live. We'll have NASA's peeping in here. He's trying to get some stuff done in the background. I didn't mean to take it live like that. I just thought like, oh hell, now's the time. I didn't mean to do that shit, but I did it anyway because I'm a fool. I just figured like we didn't want to be like leading like too much of an intro. We're going to start a little bit late, so he'd be popping in, but he's like on the job. He's literally on the job. So how y'all doing this week? It's another fine week of too short of days, too cold or too breezy of a temperature to be doing anything outside. Y'all getting that? Y'all probably not getting that. I'm probably sending this out. We're probably sending this out to a bunch of people that are more, you know, in much better shape, much better temperatures and weathers that we ever have. So it's crap. It's just crap, man. Like we don't have snow on the ground anymore. We had it, but it's like breezy as hell as a cold front passed in. Tried to get some flying in, didn't do it. It just sucks. Really? Yeah, I like it. Anyway, so yeah, it's cold. It's cold. I'm gonna jump right into something I want to talk about here because like one of the big things that like I got news for myself, for everybody, so I want to get this out there and like I'm thinking about putting it about like I put it on my page, probably put it on my page, but I still haven't exactly like got to the point. What the hell am I doing? The Valkyrie, okay. Valkyrie, I was trying to get y'all like work with me with on stuff like that, and like I've been working with for the past, I don't know, 7 years or something like that. I can't remember how old Valkyrie is. I know it's old. It ain't too old, but like I shared it with you guys not too long ago, and like I've been flying it for a while. Probably not as much as I'd like to be, but I have been flying it. And it just hasn't gotten us where we want to get, and like some kind of like, oh, it's almost 10 years old. Jesus. It's almost 10 years old, so it's had its day in the sun. But I'm almost to the point of retiring it as a regular experimental aircraft. It's not official yet. It's damn close to official, though. I've kind of made this call, like thinking about it over the past course of a few days and trying to get it outside to fly, and it's still doing like the same thing no matter what I've done to this thing. Like I really do want it to work because it looks hella cool, and yet nothing. Can't get it to function properly. So, yeah, I'm very seriously considering retiring it. Like I said, it looks great, but unfortunately, the looks can't do it all. Like NASA was talking about before, obviously, you know, a plane looking good is one of the main reasons why you do want to keep it, why you want to play around with the bird and stuff. But like, dude, for real, this one, I gotta get it to fly, and I ain't never done it. So, I mean, unless you guys really think of something that's going to make it worth my while, I'm thinking like I may hold off a little bit longer. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking about calendar year 2021's closure. It's going to be a tough call because I'm not going to get a chance to really fly it, you know. So I'm like, anything else I could do. But I mean, we've done so much. I don't know. I haven't got too much feedback from you guys on it, so I don't know if there's anything y'all have discovered. But like, I just think like I've probably, you and I may have taken this as far as it can go. I don't know. Mostly me. I'm sure you guys somewhat have helped, but like I can't think of anything else. So again, I'm just putting it out that I'm very seriously considering retiring it. It's like one of these experimental test beds. Like I don't know what it was for, but it was a test bed that failed. You know, like nothing really came of it except it looked cool. And obviously, it's easy to remember how to build, so may make a comeback, but whatever. But there's that. I mean, it's what I've got. You know, I can't I can only do so much with it. If you guys have been working with it, by all means, please drop me something. Show me a video. Tell me this plane has indeed worked for you somehow, and what do you got it to do, and maybe then I can come back with it. But like I'm already dealing with others that I got in, you know, after now dealing with the 332s coming online. And my other spot of news, which I'm going to segue right into, is the probable acceptance of the ND19-3. The no-nos, I've got a couple of examples here that I just rediscovered. Like, I don't know how I lost them, but I did lose them. But these are the ones that flew, the better ones. But like the spiders type slants here, you know, up to down, and the no-nos cut off. These of that particular model flew really, really good. And I remember them now, and I'm like, oh, crap, that's right. This was back in the summertime when these got a chance to fly out, and they were great. And I'm thinking, we're probably going to accept these. By the time this one gets retired, they're probably going to be accepted. It's a tentative date, like I'm announcing it here. Obviously, these are planes that had their rollouts, but like, and this one might get a little bit weird because it's older than, you know, the 332s, but maybe not. So we'll see. But yeah, very seriously considering doing that. So it's kind of like a swap, getting rid of one test bird and accepting another. And going to come strong with the burst aircraft too later on when we actually get a chance to fly. Like if it happens on weekends or weekdays, any opportunities I get when it's like not too windy. I'm going to try not to give a shit about the cold too much and just get out there when it's not too windy and get these airborne. And like, see, I'm going to try to give Valkyrie a last chance with a couple other ideas. Again, it's not like we've like gave up on it. There's been Valkyrie flights. There's been Valkyrie tweaks and stuff. And it just hasn't progressed. And dude, it's been 9 years. So it's had its time. It's working into its 10th year with me, and it's just been an experimental plane. I could leave it up for people to actually use in the core other than me. But anyway, yeah, I'm a little dejected about it because I feel like I failed it. I feel like it has beaten me. But there are a couple ideas still there. And again, I feel, I mean, even you see this example of it, I just feel like its length is not enough to counteract the width. It's just too much of this going on, not enough of this going on, not enough of it to alternate and stuff like that. So, I mean, I do have a couple other ideas that could be used, but man, it's tough. It's tough. I'm thinking I might just give it till school year 21 ends, since we are in school year 22. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, school year 22 ends. Blah. You know what I'm talking about. Till school year 22 ends, I'm going to give it, and then if it doesn't work, it's like, that's it. We tried it, all we got, and it's done. But I'm going to try to see what we get out in this wintertime, if this wind would ever stop. Boy, this wind is annoying as shit. And ND19-2, whatever the hell this thing is. You guys know, don't give me that crap. Yeah, very seriously, I'm going to, like, considering bringing this one in. Why? I don't know why. I just, it's cool, you know. It's ND19-3. I got a name ready, but the name's not going to be official, of course, till we genuinely accept it. So, there it is. I'm considering. This is what sometimes happens if you have the front lines and you have your core group and stuff like that, and you consider like, hey, you got to make these calls. You know, this is why you're the head of your company. This is why we ask you to have a company when you join, because like we got to know that like your rollouts are, you know, like they're controlled, and you produce an aircraft or you retire an aircraft. You've got your reasons why, and we help you along the way. Like, I mean, other members might jump in and say, well, hey, have you tried? You know, have you did this, we did that. And ideas we bounce around to help further the design, or even like hinder the design if need be, you know. And believe it or not, that actually is an occurrence. I mean, sometimes you really need a plane to back off. You could have too many stunners. You could have too many gliders. You could have too many interceptors. And like any one of that, you don't need, you know, we're not looking for like, I don't need 5 interceptors. I mean, it's nice, that I would imagine like the best you need is like 3 max. You need one as a trainer, one is like an attrition / combat ready aircraft, and one is your like your tech ready one. You know, like the stuff you put everything on, the bestest of the best. Would you use it in combat? Maybe, probably. But like if you genuinely think you may scared of losing it, or if you're maybe not even that, maybe it's just a matter of like people would steal it, or whatever the case may be. You don't want to use it, so you set it to attrition. It's like, well, this is one I could build in like 30 seconds and get the job done. Well, those are the ones you consider the combat ready. You take them out to the front lines, you take them out to combat, you may lose them, but you need them replaced. You can build them fast. I mean, Javelin for myself kind of fits under that, and I believe like Apex fits for that. If you become a master of your trade, NASA's done a pretty good job building like, you know, over 200 of Thunderbolts. I think you could probably rattle one off pretty quick too. So again, it's a matter of how you look at it though. But I mean, do I say like you get 300 interceptors, or 300, but 3 different kinds of interceptors? Probably. I mean, I think in triplicate, at least in some cases, for some cases, like the interceptor itself, because you know it's the hardest throw. You know you need a trainer to counteract that when it goes to combat frontline, and then having the reserves, and that's exactly why we have reserves, because your frontline combat might be the plane that you go out there and use if you expect to be attacked or expect to like counter the attack. No matter what you're using, the attack or the glider, the strike or the bomber, whatever it is, you know, you might have one that like send out the reserve planes. Like, yeah, sure, steal that one. I don't give a shit. Does the same job as the one that's in the active duty, or vice versa. Either way, you base it how you want to. And I mean, this is kind of getting in depth because as I'm talking about it, I'm thinking about better like ways we make this better for ourselves and for others. Just like you go out there and you set up these planes that we're talking about, right? You set up a plane that may very well be the one that's whatever aircraft you've got is too advanced. You don't want to lose it. So you may think, see, well, I mean, it's a possibility. If it's so advanced you don't want to lose it, you can send it out and like, you're not going to use it in combat at all. Why?
Sacrifice it to the greater good.
That's just stupid. But you might like, okay.
Light it on fire and burn it to the ground. What's up, people? I'm sorry. I was on the phone and I'm behind the scenes. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I got to get my little 2 cents in there saying.
Well, thanks a lot, pal. No.
No.
Yeah.
I am here. I'm actually physically working right now at my job.
Well, yeah,
but I'm not at my job.
For those of you who know from the outside, like ever dealt with these people, he works in IT, so he's actually not physically working. He's sitting on his ass typing some shit, so his fingers are doing some work, but he ain't doing nothing else.
Yeah,
he's not physically working.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to create automated processes to fix the permissions that broke in SharePoint. That's what I'm working on right now.
Well, good. Get us a database.
Once I get time to quit doing this crap.
Damn, what the hell have I been doing right there, man? Shit. That's a cut.
I don't want.
Anyway, so like I said, this spitballing has made me realize exactly where we would be at on this. Let me get back to that. I just like, you may want your most advanced plane to be in the reserves because it doesn't go into combat. But again, totally your call. Totally your call. You guys as members, you can call what you want to say. But it does, again, make you seem it almost like looking back on it. And I myself, I can cover this. Some of you might not be able to cover this, but I myself can cover this. And I'm thinking like with the amount of reserve places we got versus active duty places we got and the amount of planes you have, OAE, I'm pretty sure you can cover this, but you might have to bring a couple planes out of retirement. It's like, a couple. But like if whatever it is, the roles that we have, that we say we're active because we consider it combat ready roles, you may want to have a backup plane for each one of those roles, especially in the reserves. So you could do just this. When you go to combat, you got a plane that's just as good, but it's older, or just not as good, you know, the slightly better, slightly worse. And like if you go into that combat, you swing in and let them do it, so you don't care about losing them. While you're ultra modern, I just accepted this, I don't want anything to happen to it. That's in the front lines, or that's in the reserves. See what I'm saying? It might be good to have 2 of each. Just a suggestion. I mean, obviously it's probably like pulling on some strings here, but for some of y'all that are like hard pressed to come up with a design, maybe it's not that intriguing because you should only really have the 5 and any more you want. But again, like I said, I myself, I can cover it, and I'm very seriously considering this, especially with 2 new planes possibly coming online here with 332 fresh off and ND19-3 about to, enter front lines. So,
You don't even have a name for that one.
oh, like I said, I got the name ready. I just want to get a couple more flights in to make sure she's going to be ready to start. So I do have a name ready. I've got 3 names ready. I just got to like kind of put it in the bingo ball and see if I can figure out which one's going to win. I got to try to top 332, which is just outstanding. So, but I do have an idea that's going to be so simple it's going to bowl me over actually. Anyway, so yeah, that was the launch. That's the retirement. Like I said, Valkyrie. I'm going to try to fly these at least a few more times just to give them a last chance. But if it don't work out, fuck it. It don't work out. I mean, we did what we could, bro. I'm just hoping some of you people can come up with, or help me come up with something too, or heard of something, or tried something, got me a video, got me a comment, whatever. It's like, hey, don't do it. I got this idea for this. Try this out. Blah blah blah. And in the back of my mind, I'm also thinking like hybridization may just work. So I may have something like that too. So I don't know. But I'm also going back through here. Wow, we're kind of scrimpy on the anniversaries this week. But I know it was a big time because my boy NASA's over there. This is a big time for him. This was a big time for him considering this is about the time when he got in the Corps back in the day. His first plane with us.
Yeah.
His first plane with us was the 13th back that week. And he still got one active. That's 21 years old as of 2 days ago. 21.
Yes, it's been a minute.
His oldest bird in active force. Robert, what's going on, my friend? You're there. You're
I'm
at work.
assuming you're probably talking about Diablo or Vortex.
I'm talking about Vortex.
Yeah, I was like, which one is that?
Diablo's probably coming up this week because I know, yeah, they're just as old as each
Diablo.
other.
Yeah, Diablo and Vortex were right there because Phantom Lightning was right there too.
Right. And
Yeah, that was. Oh my goodness. That hurts.
21 years old. Woohoo!
Oh my goodness, and to think that design hasn't really gone anywhere.
Right.
In 21 years, it's literally still on the first version.
When did you retire Phantom Lightning?
Bro, I can't remember. Probably right around the time when Swallow.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. About the time you used Swallow to replace
which was
it.
about what was that like 05, maybe was it 06?
That was like 08.
Or was it 08?
No, not at work. Sweet. He is. Yeah, it was actually, you got a
rollout
date on Swallow July 6th of 08. That was that batch that we built in the dorms, man. You got Spider, Spider V3, V2, Swallow, Black Spire, Viper, Black Knight, all that shit.
How did that? See, I recreated Swallow from a picture that we had from back then because the originals were gone.
Right. And unfortunately, we never had any pictures of Black Squire and Black. Well, but you told me, like you said on the show, like a little while back, you said you actually had an idea, right?
I did. I mean, I think I know they weren't upscaled Thunderbolts.
No, they weren't.
For a fact, I know they weren't. But I know the Black Knight was built out of calendar paper.
Right. No, and you're right. And I believe Black Squire was built out of a Chinese menu.
It was possibly built out of Chinese menu.
I'm pretty sure.
I assume that it was.
I'm pretty sure that it was.
Or if it was either that or half a calendar.
And wait. I'll tell you why I think so. Because I had brought a stack of Chinese menu. You either asked me or I just did it that day at the dorms. So we could build with those. Because we built with those back at my place before we went to your place. If you remember that. And used Chinese menu and you had the idea. And then what you did was you asked me. This I do remember vividly. You had asked me like, would I consider something built on a Chinese menu small enough to be a light transport? Because you'd like said like upscaling it to a night, because you built Squire
Yeah.
first, but you were saying like, would you think this is small enough? I'm like, dude, your scale is your scale. I remember having this talk with you. I said like, your scale is your scale. Just because you built it on a Chinese menu doesn't have to be this small one. That could be your small one. Your larger one could be larger than that. So and then you built a calendar
Yeah.
paper one later, but like you could even upscale it more, but you didn't. So, but yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with
No,
that.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I didn't before. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I just knew this the whole time, but I'm like thinking back on it, it's like I remember having this conversation with you in the dorms when you built that. You were like, you had it built, and you were like, would you consider this small? I'm like, yeah, sure. It's totally dependent on you. This could be a small transport. I wouldn't do that personally, but it could be. It's all up to you. So, and like I said, that was great. That was a good talk at that point about like how we could scale it. So I was hoping that would mean like maybe, just maybe, would tickle your memory enough to be like, oh yeah, I built it that way. And it did come out, you're right. I know why you mentioned the Thunderbolt, because it did come out looking a little like Thunderbolt. I remember that. I also remember that. But I know it also, it was not like, you didn't build it nothing like that. So I know why I also have Phantom Lightning on here still. Okay, the reason I asked you just a moment ago why it was like when you retire it, I still have it active on the sheet. I mean, each sheet, online and mine on the hard drive. And I'm looking on it and I'm thinking like, I bet I was still holding on to it because I was hoping you would still hold on to it in case, because now that we were just talking about what I said, you'd have a duplicate copy of everything. Well, that would be a duplicate copy of a close short range, the support plane, if you kept it in the reserves. So I'm still like trying to get you hold on, man. Like, would you put it in the reserves? You want to keep it? Or are you really just saying?
Yeah. No.
I mean, you could just say, like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, we can obviously retro it back to you're totally, it doesn't matter. You can retro it back to being retired when Svalov rolled out. But since the sheets aren't actually reflecting that, we could say, like, if you want to put in the reserves or
All right.
whatever.
I got something for you.
Okay.
This has to do with my work, so I'm gonna run this by you because you got kind of the same thought process that I do sometimes. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go over real quick what I'm dealing with. So I'm dealing with a security issue, with a permissions issue. Okay.
Okay.
SharePoint broke, and it granted access to items in a document library to all the individuals instead of it having unique permissions. Okay.
Okay.
So then, in order for me to stop those permissions and then basically remove those permissions and then add the correct permissions, I've got to either manually do that one by one, and I'm not going to do that because there's probably close to 30,000 items that I'm going to have to go through if I have to do that, and that'll take me at least a week and a half.
Okay.
I don't have that kind of time, and neither does the government. So the other thing I did was, okay, when an item is created or modified in this document library, follow this process. Well, that works going forward, but it doesn't work with the items that are already there. And even when I move the items completely out of the list and put them back in, it doesn't trigger that process because they're not created or modified.
Still.
They're already created and they weren't modified going in. So I just found a legacy process in SharePoint, or within Power Apps and Flow, that says when a row is added. Now, do you think, just thinking the way that sounds like, okay, when it's added into the library, it'll trigger, because this is the initial trigger.
Okay.
When a row is added, it will trigger the process. Now, I'm hoping See, that triggers. Yeah, see, that's that's not.
Are you playing with the permissions now or something?
Well, I'm trying to create an automated process that triggers based on an event,
Okay.
because the other ones are going to update anyways. Like the other processes are already there saying when it's created or modified, because that's going to keep happening.
Right. Okay.
But what I need to do is add it to one particular I need to test it and say, okay, well, when it's added, just because I added it, because I moved it from one list to another, then I need this process to do the same thing.
Okay.
Because I'm not creating it, I'm not modifying it, I'm just moving it from one location to another, and I needed to update the permissions.
Okay.
Because these files are older and the permissions are whacked out, and basically anybody and everybody and their mother can view them in the government, and it's a security issue. So I had to lock everything down and shut everything off, and basically I have until tomorrow to fix it. I mean, granted, they'll give me more time if I need it, but I've been working on it all day and I haven't figured it out. So I'm gonna actually try this and see if this works. I really think and hope it does. So
what did you do? Did you put, like you
sign
said, an
in.
automated process in the background that's going to actually like recycle that? Like go
Oh
through
my
all the old
goodness.
ones that are open?
Select a table. I've never done this.
And you said it's in SharePoint, yeah?
Yeah, it's in.
I know one of the things we said people was we're going to tech talk. This is a different kind of tech talk, but it is tech talk. So
Yeah,
sorry.
it's in. What is the table name? The environment
He's
is.
trying to get it.
Oh,
make it hot, bruh. Let's make it hot.
Oh my goodness.
Chubby chasing.
There's so many table names that I'm not gonna even be able to find this. I don't. Dang, this is. Oh my goodness. Well, this wasn't so stinking difficult. You want to. Subscription check. Submit a. Ah, dang. Start.
Are you literally like working on command lines in the background, or what do you do?
I wish I could show you. I mean, I can't technically.
No, government.
Yeah, I don't want to have somebody freaking complain later. But if you look up Power Automate, under Power Apps, it's called Flows. It's basically like a new and improved SharePoint sites. But that doesn't. Parent, organization, business unit. I don't know if I need organization or business unit. I mean, that when a row is added, but it doesn't let me narrow down to the specific. That's dumb. Okay.
shouldn't have to worry about shit like that. It should all be just back on your damn tablets you carry around with you like your fucking phones. Yeah.
Well, the thing that drives me nuts is that I can't just manually go in and say, "Hey, update the permissions," which, well, I should say, I can go in and manually update all the permissions, which I did for the entire library, but it doesn't update the permissions for the individual items that are already there that didn't go through the process to begin with.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it doesn't inherit the permissions of the entire library because the items were already there.
Yeah,
So now I have to go back. So now I have to go back and try to get it to pick up those permissions.
Okay.
And that's where my problem is that I can't get it to freaking do it. Like, this doesn't make any daggone sense. Like, it's just driving me freaking up a wall. And I'm not, it's not like I'm stressed about it, because I don't get stressed. I'm just annoyed that I haven't figured it out yet. Because it's not that difficult. It's just that they don't make it easy for you to figure out. Like, it's just, it's not as easy as, oh, when an item is created or modified.
Got you. Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's why I was like, oh, when a file is added. And I figured it was just going to say, oh, pick your sticking list. No, why would it do that? Because that would be too freaking easy. Because then boom, I would be done.
Right.
Like, I'd already know that I could test this real quick, but I don't. It wanted me to pick an environment, and then it wanted me to pick a table name, but it doesn't even give me the table. Like I'm afraid that SharePoint Sites is not even the right table. Because it's not Canvas apps, because it's not an app that I'm trying to get it to update in. I'm trying to get it to update in the SharePoint. So let me just go down and look at SharePoint. Let me just think that way. Because I'm not having to hard type in all the code, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's basically a GUI for writing code.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And it makes it much easier if you understand. So they have SharePoint Sites and SharePoint Data. But I'm not, when a row is, no, I'm not adding SharePoint when a row is added. No, it's SharePoint Site. But then the scope is either business unit, organization, parent, child, business unit, or user, or enter custom value. I don't know what that means. Like, the custom value doesn't tell me anything. So if I do organization,
I'm assuming that's something you set, because it's custom, yeah?
yeah, but that's the dumbest thing, though.
Like I said, he's working people, so.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be done with this crap. Because if I can figure this out really quick, then the whole, like, everything will update really quick. Like, I'll be done, like, very, very soon.
Yeah.
And I could build something or fly something. Actually, I ain't flying nothing. It's freaking cold. It's freaking windy. Freaking hate the damn. Why did I move up here? Dagnabbit.
Because Florida sucks.
Well, yeah, it's way too hot, but this is way too cold, so I can't find a happy medium. And honestly, there is no happy medium in this country.
Yeah, you could have, like, dude, you went from Florida to Wisconsin. The happy medium would have been Tennessee, Kentucky, somewhere in there.
Yeah, but who? No, because that's garbage.
Dude, Kentucky's hot, man. I like that place. It's pretty.
No, yeah, you're right. It probably is hot, and I ain't trying to go there.
It ain't that hot. It ain't Florida hot.
No, but I don't know how people live there, man. I mean, this is. I don't know how people live in Kentucky.
Well, you gotta own a horse.
Oh yeah, I'm working on it now, anyways. So stop sharing an item or file. When a row is added, stop sharing an actually no, I don't even want to stop sharing. I just want to update the permissions. So let's delete this. And let's go this route. Go into SharePoint.
He's getting this route, so yeah. Yeah.
Let's go this route. We're gonna
battle the elements,
we are
people.
going to Yep. So we're gonna. Yeah, you know what? I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna stop, and then I'm gonna redo the permissions just to be on the safe side. Stop all permissions and then reestablish them on the back end.
Well, that would probably be. Actually, I not meaning to sound goofy on it, but I would have thought you would have done that already.
I did, but that's the problem. ID is. Oh, you don't have. Okay.
One of us. So people, while we're out there, while we talk about this too, let me get back on topic for a little bit. I was here. What are you guys thinking about? Like, are you anxious to see Ekron's first how to build video, or like just one of the new? I'd like to point out that like these new planes that have looked cool that you've seen coming out of NASA's are all from NASA's. Up until this point, they were all Maverick Incorporated. So these newest batch of cool fighters, like what you might even call Gen 2s out of them, are like, oh, since the NASA's merger. So are you anxious to see these new videos that are being produced for like how to build a Ekron or Ninja or Raptor or stuff like that? Because after seeing Ekron so many times on this show and seeing its shape and the plan for him, I'm like, I got some ideas. Yeah, it's true. That's true. But because yours is different enough, there's other ideas I've even got. So. It's not going to work. Not work with kids, huh? Hey, I know it, bro. I know it. It's because it's networked. It's because everybody has to use it. It's a lot harder to, like you just said, like you can't backtrack so well on the back end after it's already been out there. Come along with me. Come along with me, people. We're going to build something. Yeah, this is a plane. This is a plane you've probably built before many times. And it's a Delta Diamond for the moment. But I have ideas, people. I have ideas. That's my job. That's what I do. Y'all ever thought about expanding the Delta Diamond possibilities? Y'all ever thought about like the fact that like yes, your standard, your easy to build, simple, which I started out with here, your standard double diamond. There was double diamond. What the hell am I talking about? Delta Diamond was the one that was like the possibility was where, you know, when you started out and you built it when you were young, you were like, that can't be anything cool. Now. So by doing this, I'm going to showcase you something that you ain't seen in a long time. Something that has not been seen since the Viking 1M. When you have something that's really popular with people, works out real good, you know, you have a tendency to see it reproduced often. And this was one of those things. Shit, it'd be harder than I thought it would be. How am I going to do... Boy. How the hell am I going to do this? So I got to flip it this way, but it doesn't want to flip this way. So I got to flip it this... Oh yeah, that might work. No, it's not going to work because then it's not going to... I need it to come back. So I suppose what I need it to do is this. Flip the other way. Bear with me, people. Sometimes you try to construct your own stuff, you know? So this one comes back down. Here we go. Here we go. I may be crazy, but I'm also stupid. Yeah. Quiet time because we're in construction. And I did say we gotta do like we took Tech Talk away because you might have heard it. We're gonna make it that own part of the channel, and it's coming. It's coming. But we want to try to save some more time on this show to feature more stuff like builds, because that's what the people want. So trying to give the people what they want. I've heard that on some show on TV, but I can't remember what that might have been. I'll tell you what, I hate sports shows, people. I'm like the ultimate non-dude when it comes to that. I'm like a homosexual dude when it comes to that. I mean, a non-sports like an individual. Most of the homosexuals I have met don't like the sports as much. Yeah, sports ball, but yeah, I'm just saying that also because like we deal with that all the time, and like we take it for granted. It's like, dude, if you're a dude, you're a dude. You hang out with your bros, you watch sports, right? Well, I don't do that so much. I don't get a chance to do that much anymore. But where the hell was I going with this? Okay, hold on here. I hate sports shows. I don't mind watching the games. Like, the games are cool. The races are cool. Obviously, the races. I love the races. I like watching the games and stuff. But the shows are stupid and unnecessary. I understand dudes need soap operas to watch. So you can spend an hour talking about ball games that ain't even happened yet or happened like 80 years down the road or potentially happened because, seriously, that's all they've got. And it's kind of like a reality show, but I still think they're stupid. How can you spend an hour just babbling on about some... I understand that's why I like shit like PTI. PTI gets good because they limit themselves on the topics.
The thing that I like about it, theirs is they're more talking about, I mean, they don't do it every single time, but they talk about more of stuff that actually already happened.
Well, yeah, true, but
they do talk about.
That still goes with
talk about certain things.
Yeah,
that are coming up.
That's still like, I mean, like, dude, if it happened, it happened. It's like the same reason why if you did watch the game, you don't go back and watch it again. The only thing you ever watch again, and you usually typically watch the highlights, is like a Super Bowl, a World Series. You know what I mean? You don't watch like everything and analyze. Well, he should have done this, and like, I don't need all that crap. I know what he should have done. I watched the game.
Yeah, not only that, but then I think I like their stuff more so because then they're like, well, what do you think of? Here's an example, and I didn't watch it the last couple of days, so I don't even know if this was one of the topics, and I'm sure it was because it had to be. Probably the one on Monday night, as a matter of fact. What are your thoughts on Cam Newton's?
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
I'm like, this mother. I'm so furious. Like, keep his butt on the bench, at home on the bench.
He's gonna start.
Like,
he's gonna start. You know it's coming.
That's what.
You know it's coming.
But that's the kind of topics they'll come up with.
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on, like, what's one word that comes to mind when, I like those. Those are always, like, horrendous. Like, that would have been my vomitia.
Gavomiting. I'm gavomiting.
Like, what the, like, it's repulsive. Like, that's what it is.
It's repulsive.
What is it? What do you think about his comeback return? It's repulsive. He should have stayed at home.
It's just funny because we were talking about that 2 shows ago on our tangent, and we were just talking about Cam Newton. And like, what damn, he screwed up my team. And sure enough, they showed him.
Sure enough, he comes back to do it again.
He comes back to
and then he tries to act like he's back as Superman. He ain't Superman. You people are riding this man's coattails of, like, how great this dude is, and he's not that great. Mac Jones is better than him. That's why he's got the job. Mac Jones has been showing out, and I want to hear you tell me he ain't.
Yeah, but Mac Jones is not going to the Panthers.
He's not going to the Panthers because, well, you know why? Belichick wanted to keep him. Belichick knew what he had.
No, we're not talking. We're talking about Cam Newton going back to your team.
No, screw that. My team is the Packers, man. Screw this. I'm jumping on the bandwagon of the Packers. Screw this. Like, I am done with the Panthers. Like, those fools have. It's just, you let him go, and then you bring him back.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even been a full 2 years.
Was there like a? See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't kind of keep track.
Has it even been a full year?
This is what I talk about. Shut the hell up. This is what I talk about when I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you, Mark. This is what I talk about when I say, like, I don't watch the sport. Like, I mean, I don't like the Panthers enough to care about what's going on. But I'm going to ask this: did ownership change, or did coaches change, or why is he back? Because they did let him go. They showed him the door. So why did he come back?
Because they needed somebody.
Yeah, well,
they needed a quarterback, and Sam Darnold wasn't it.
Well,
that was his name, right?
Yeah, I think Warren Moon's available.
Yeah, that's about. They could
ask Kurt Warner if he wants to come out of retirement.
Go get Troy Aikman. They can go get Troy Aikman.
Kurt Warner, maybe.
Kurt Warner, yeah, he's still in shape, right? He's still out there doing his thing.
Hasselbeck, Hasselbeck. I'm sure Hasselbeck would like to come back.
Oh my goodness, they could go get Winky.
Oh yeah, we said that. Like, how about Tebow, man? Tebow would be good.
Oh my goodness, Tebow probably would be better than. Oh my goodness.
Or if you want to really want to start some shit, why don't you get Johnny Football back out here?
Oh,
that would be
hilarious.
That would have been great on so many levels. You could have got Johnny Football, and then there would have been, like, you couldn't keep the press away from your door because, like, oh, what's Johnny Football going to fuck up this week?
Yeah, exactly, man. I wish they would have brought him back. I would be on the bandwagon and just wait until he screws up again.
Like, oh, he was found with
riding this one. Like, I'm watching this. Like, every time he does something.
Oh, he was found with 75 pounds of marijuana. All right.
Well, that's not the first time, so we're gonna let it slide. Yeah, no joke. Like, is that why he got let go?
I can't. There was multiple reasons, and most of it was all off field. And what's funny about it is like, dude, this was the Browns. If the Browns are going to let you go, there's a good possibility even the Cowboys won't pick you up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and the Cowboys don't need anybody. They got Prescott right now.
But like Henry, who's the dude? Ruggs, Henry Ruggs, man. I had him on my team. Like, I just want to say that I don't really know how far Uncle Jerry would go But I mean, if you committed murder, he's already proven. That's all right. There's always a spot on the Cowboys for you. So you know, like, don't hold out hope because you may just get another chance on Uncle Jerry's misguided
Wait,
team.
Ruggs isn't gonna. Yeah, no, Ruggs isn't coming back.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not like Ray Caruth over here. I'd like to bring you Panther fans back to Ray Caruth.
Did you drop him at all?
Oh, well, yeah, instantly. Pretty much, probably the most dropped player in the league. So yeah, I'd drop that ass because, dude, just like I had to drop Robert Woods because I also had Robert Woods.
Yeah, he gone.
God damn it! It's not a good year. Two different teams though. We're not talking about the same teams, but yeah, it's been a bad year, people. It's been a bad year.
Oh, yeah, and then you got.
But ironically enough, I was what?
Like thinking about the stats. On like, when did they even announce that he was coming and starting for the Panthers this past Sunday?
I don't know, quickly as possible. They were like, "We got to get that ass back here quick." I mean, because it really didn't seem like.
I didn't even really hear anything because I wasn't watching it that much, but I didn't really hear anything about it until after the game. Because I wasn't even watching the game. I haven't been watching the Panthers.
Well, of course not. You're in Packerland. I mean, try to find anything else anywhere ever about anything that's not Packer related, dude. Oh, I can ask you because
I do pay for.
You can you can relate now. I finally got somebody up here who can relate. Like, dude, now you understand like how bad you can see it too. Because remember down south, anywhere down south, like you listen to sports radio, you watch TV. I mean, TV is different, but I'm going to use sports radio because it's the worst example between up here and down there. And everybody up here thinks, oh, yeah, we're fans, we tailgate, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you don't. Go down south and see what they do. But the thing about that is like, down south, they're so into football. While they might support their team, Atlanta, Washington, like, Washington's not really the south, but they do, like, honor that. Carolina, you know, teams from down there, Tennessee, they watch them,
their games.
But on the radio, they also tell you about the other scores, the other teams, what's been going on. If there's big news, they tell you. Not up in this motherfucker. It is Packers all the day, every day. I mean, you barely hear other scores. The only reason you may hear another score is if it's a team contending that'll be like, the Packers played them last week, the Packers play them next week. That's it. I mean, even in the summertime, it's like, well, Aaron Rodgers was seen taking a dump in a mall yesterday. Jesus fucking Christ, let it the fuck go, man. Good God, I hate that shit.
Yeah, it is pretty bad up here. I will say that.
It's fucking ridiculous, man. It's like,
and
you know what? There's other teams in the league.
There's Bears fans up here, too, which makes it even more hilarious because they get tired of it just as much. It's like, oh, this is hilarious. Like, I like it when they get upset because I'm not a huge fan of the Bears. Like, but I just like to see somebody else suffer a little bit, like I do.
So what do you think, people? There it is. Check it out. Taking the Delta Diamond a little bit further.
File is deleted. Item is deleted.
I know we said we ain't doing tech talk, but this is a primary example of tech talk, and this is something. I'm doing this because I don't know how to build Ekron, but I knew I could do this with this plane, so I did it with this plane, and I knew.
What are you talking about? You don't know how to build Ekron?
No, you ain't never showed me.
I built it on a show. I think I built it on at least one show.
You might have. Now I'm trying to think about it, but I think you might have been. I think you didn't though, because I thought you were trying to hold back to make sure you did a good video on it. Like I've been trying to do. Like you might have finished it. You might have finished it, and then like on the show, and then like came back up, and then like there it was. So.
Dude, it's so simple, man. Start out with a 6-inch square, 6x6 square.
So you're saying cut?
That's all you do.
Oh, cut an 8 down. Okay.
Yeah, cut it down. Yeah, cut it down to a 6x6 square.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Fold it in half. It doesn't matter which way. Fold it in half.
Fold it in half again.
No. You fold it in half, and then you fold your triangle fold.
Gotcha.
and then you don't go all the way over to the center to the center on the second fold.
Oh,
And
oh.
then you know what I'm saying? And then
No, I can pick that.
Dagger's the one that's more complicated. Ekron is super simple.
See, I gotta remember this. Gotta remember this.
And then you just fold it up.
You can't see the video feed, can you? Or can you? Can you?
No, I'm not looking, honestly.
Yeah, because you're working.
I'm trying to yeah, because I'm working. I'm trying to focus on this thing.
Got you. Okay.
File. See, I don't need. Oh, it shouldn't be this freaking hard, man. This is what drives me nuts.
I know it. I know it. But anyway, people, this is like, okay, like I said, I know we weren't talking about tech, but we did the tech anyway, so I'm talking about tech, and this is what we called wolves. I have practically hardly ever built this on a plane. I built this on 2 planes before in my past, whereas like Pharaoh famously uses this like on Viking. It's like the 1M is their feature thing. Basic Vikings never had it, but the 1M got it, and like it really was a game changer for that aircraft. So, and like I said, just something I was thinking about that would probably be cool for something like Ekron, because of the way Ekron is built. So, but now that he's like describing it, I kind of got a good idea. So,
just gonna go at it.
I'm thinking about like what I can do with that. Yeah. And yes, I'm keeping the little canard pointed tips in there because why the hell not, right? I found my blue handled scissors. As you can see, my blue handles are finally back again. They've been missing for I don't know how long. And I still can't find my other red ones. But these will take the place because that was about the size. So I'm almost scissored up. I got 5 out of 6. Yeah. I think it's in one of my build boxes, and I've been going through my boxes and distorting some planes, so it'll be found shortly. The room's looking a little bit more barren with a little bit less planes in it, but truthfully speaking, I didn't change much. They're only on the ground. But anyway, yeah, there's that. Had anything exciting down there, Robert, at all? You like able to fly anything down there? You've probably been the only one of us that experienced any decent amount of weather between the cold and the non-wind. I just want to point out that majorly what's holding me up is the wind. And the fact that
today,
well, I mean, it's been a lot of days. It's like every damn weekend. It's like, oh, he's off. Let him have wind, and there is wind, and I can't fucking fly. I mean, I even had 2 days. I had like last week, over the course of what was it, the 9 days, I worked 1 day on, 2 days off, 2 days on, 2 days off, 1 day on, 2 days off. Every single day off I had, it was too windy to get any flights in. Every single fucking day. I cannot prove or deny that days I was working was windy, because I was working. I know. Most times when I'm there, I actually don't get a chance to step outside, or I don't want to step outside. I mean, I do want to get out, but I'm scared if I get out and fly, I'll lose track of time and never get back in. So I usually try to avoid it, like at lunch periods or breaks or whatever the hell. If I decide that's why I fly a lot indoors, because I don't know, because there's the only place with no damn wind. We got 2 of those big ass fans in the building. Actually, they're not big ass fans. They're brought to you by Go Fan Yourself, but they're the same general idea. The rotor diameter is about the same as a Hughes 500, but like they don't seem to affect my planes almost at all, which is funny because I said I can't go outside when it's 20 miles an hour wind like it is out here right now and fly and get the same shit. But big ass fans, we usually have them rotating slow, don't affect my flight. So it's good to know that they fly good indoors, right? Save myself. Anyway, that was my Michael Jackson moment. Ooh, that ought to be something cool that we bring up here on the show, is we have a Michael Jackson moment. We just Michael Jackson the hell out of this. What do you think? You like it? Cool. Yeah. So anyway, here's my build. If you watch me build it, it's not that hard. It was basically taking the paper and like landscape, or no, right, Yeah, landscape, folding it, and then giving it the delta diamond you used to, but then cutting back and cutting back. There's a lot of tape involved. But if you also notice, in an homage to NASA's, who loves to cut and staple, there's 3 staples in this bitch. Yep, 3 of them, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of tape. Small in the back to the bigger ones in the front, basically just to counterbalance all this weight, because this is also kind of like a zero-weight fuselage. Well, only in paper. There's no paper structure in the fuselage. There's just the 3 staples and the tape. So it seems kind of foolish to do what I did, but probably in flight, it's not bad. It's not bad. It did want to curve a little bit, so there's probably potential there. Keep you updated. This is nothing I probably wouldn't use this, probably. But I have always been fascinated with the Wolves technology. So, and Wolves in our parlance is wing length vertical strakes. But like I said, I'll feature more in Tech Talk because that's a tech and we're talking. So, you know, yeah. So there's that. So, yeah, so there's that. I don't know, Mark, you got anything for the crowd today? Tonight? I know you're at work, but I mean, is there anything you want to bring up, mention, talk about, or anything like that?
Work sucks.
And so does Cam Newton. Cameron?
Yes.
Anton
Cam
Newton.
Newton. I don't even know what you actually use his other name.
Yeah. I don't know if you people knew this.
Cam.
I don't honestly know if you people knew this or not, but he's like one of Cam Newton's biggest fans.
Shut the hell up.
Just
You're
like I am.
Stupid, okay?
Just like I am the Bulldogs' favorite fan. Yeah.
Yeah, you love you some dogs.
Yeah, butt sniffing dogs from anywhere and can't spell. I love them. I love them. Anyway. So yeah. Well, like I said, happy 21st anniversary to Vortex.
Yeah.
And soon to be Diablo coming up in January. We got a big lookout for that one there. But yeah, that's always cool. I like it with the big ones like that. You know, they've been with us for a long time. Hey, are you like? I kept pushing it. Like, is there a possibility? Are you still thinking that you may hold on? Like, you may put Phantom Lightning in the reserves? Or are you seriously done with it?
No, I'm done with it. I'm done.
You are done with it. Okay, so because I'm gonna go ahead since it's up and I've been looking through it. I'm gonna go ahead and update the sheet with that and say you're done, and we'll retroact that to, of course, when it was truly done. Because as I said, I think the only reason I kept it up was for that reason, in case you like change your mind and like, because you don't have much in the reserves, do you?
No.
Like, I think you kept Twister in there, and that's like it.
Yeah.
Even though I kept, well, no, because now we said like that's your Hatro trainer. So, because that's what it is. It's another interceptor, right?
Oh, it's definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm thinking that. Yeah. Let's say Phantom Lightning. You really didn't like it, so you probably got rid of it almost as soon as Swallow was pretty good. So, we're gonna go ahead and say like. There we go. There we go. Phantom Lightning is no more. We suspected this anyway, people. So, and see, like, since we're not, we try to be official, but we're not technically official. We're kind of fluid. We follow these patterns, so we can go back and do stuff like this. If you have a rollout, if you have a first flight date, if you got a retirement date, you can go back to it there. I mean, you had Rorex. Oh yeah. See, yeah. Dude, July was, for you, of 08, was just as big of a retirement month and day as it was as a rollout day. Did you know that? Because if we set back that, I mean, you had Swallow roll out the 6th, and obviously Black Squire and Viper the 7th. But you had Spider V4 the 17th, Black Knight the 20th, and Firecat the 22nd. But also, that means you retired Rorix Spider V2 and Phantom Lightning all that month as well.
Your flow was saved, but could not be enabled because of billing restrictions.
Oh my God. Really?
Oh man, I love the fucking government. Oh, you don't even give me the shit that I need to do my job. Ah. Oh, there goes that.
That's the government for you.
I'm just gonna delete that. I'm not even gonna freaking start with that. I'm freaking done.
D-O-N done. I am D-O-N done.
This is so freaking annoying, people. I added it. I wanted to test it, and I couldn't because I couldn't even turn on the process.
So my computer desperately wants me to upgrade to Windows 11. I think I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer.
Yeah, you think?
Well,
I'm not even on Windows 11, and I'm freaking thinking of knowing.
Well, I was kind of aggravated. I was kind of aggravated about losing 10 because I was quite happy with 7 for a while there, but 7 was pretty nice. I didn't mind the widgets.
7 was okay. 7 was okay, but I like 10. I'll be honest. I've never been a huge fan of the newer ones when they first come out, but I like 10. I did not like 8.
Well, nobody liked 8.
Yeah, that's why they skipped over it and went right to 10.
Vista and 8 kind of blew donkey balls, and
yeah,
I mean, like nothing's gonna be as cool as XP. And I love the fact that XP was so playable, and like that's why I don't like about 10 is they took away a lot of the customization. Like you have to download some extra shit and change it and all like that. Whereas XP had that
download
stuff.
all these all the add-ons and stuff. Yeah.
And like I said,
but that's why XP and all that stuff was those. I mean,
I like the widgets. I thought the widgets were cool. I didn't think they were bad. It wasn't our fault that like half the people had underpowered computers and widgets were burning them up. You brought out widgets too quickly for some people. That's all. You brought widgets out now for 10, everybody'd be fine because everybody's processors are like quadruple the size and speed and process height that they were back when you had widgets in 7. So where's my widgets at? It was cool seeing, like news blurbs and temperatures. And you get some of that shit with 10, but it always requires, it's app-based, and now it requires app additions. And you didn't need that with widgets. It was built in.
Yeah, it was all built in.
Yeah, whatever.
And that's what I do like about 10, though, is that, like, if you want, like, a stripped-down version, like, you don't have to have all the extra stuff.
Yeah, right.
And it runs fairly smooth, and you don't need, like, you don't have a million processes in the background, taking up space. Granted, you don't really have that problem now as much as you did before, but...
No, not only that, because again, but our processors have gotten bigger.
Yeah, not only that, but people weren't running 32 gigs of RAM before.
That's true. Well, fuck. Back then, 4 gigs was a standard. Or 2 gigs was a standard, and of course, doubling up made it 4 and 8. That was it.
Yeah, people went 4 and 8 gigs, and that was a lot. And now they started coming out 16. Like, my laptop that they issued me came with 16, where before was 8. All up until, like, a couple of years ago, they were only issuing out, like, and this is the government, they were only issuing out 8, or buying 8 gig,
This is the
laptops.
government. This is the government.
And so you're, then all of a sudden, COVID hits, and then they start, well, and it actually was before. No.
It was? Oh, shit. Obby's in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, we got these right around COVID time frame. Yeah, we did, because, yep, I remember. Yeah, I remember, because that was annoying.
We were talking about that at work today. It was like, man, can you believe it? Fucking COVID. 2 years now. It's already been 2 years of this shit.
Yeah, 14 days. Stay home 14 days.
Right?
I'm like, yeah, that was a joke. To flatten the curve, man, the curve ain't never gone away. Like, it just keeps making a new curve.
I wonder if like the flu is as bad, if not worse, or whatever. Because I'm pretty damn sure the
I
flu
will
is
say that
just as bad.
that the first round of sickness that we got 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago now, was not horrible, but it sucked.
Right.
And it was highly contagious.
Right. Yeah, it was.
Because, I mean, and I still think it is highly contagious because whatever the fuck I caught the other day, like, I caught it on Veterans Day. We were out,
Balloony balloon.
we were out doing our thing, getting some food, enjoying our day, and it was like halfway through the day, and I could feel that I started getting a scratchy throat.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I was running in and out of the cold and the
Sure.
rain, and like, that doesn't happen with me. And I could feel that I was starting to get a scratchy throat, and I'm like, all right, whatever. By Friday morning, I could barely breathe.
So you had the COVID.
But I never got tested, so no.
Yeah.
But I will say, whatever the residual is from this, what I've got right now, because I've got a hell of a cough.
You sound like it.
And
it's a joke. I haven't heard you cough almost the whole time.
Well, I've tried not to. But it's almost like, I don't want to say bronchitis because it's not the same. I would put it more along the lines of pneumonia.
Oh, besides, ain't nobody got time for that.
You know how you have that cough and you're hacking up all this crap? Like, that's what I was, like, having problems with.
Got
Up
you.
until basically even this morning. And then finally it just started breaking up and going away. But I've still got a really deep, like, chest, what feels like a chest cold and a cough. But it's not as bad as it was. And I don't have the body aches that came with it and everything else days ago. And I still went bowling on Monday.
Keep yourself protected, people.
Yeah, I still went bowling on Monday, so we'll find out if I got anybody sick. Because I don't know what I had. I wasn't running a fever.
Oh, well, then you probably didn't really have anything.
To me, well, and that's the thing. Like, before, when we got sick, and I know for a fact we caught it because there was no other way that we didn't. Because we got it when we went to Disney in February of 2020.
Yeah.
And I was going up there to meet a friend of mine because I was supposed to be getting a job interview at the Tampa VA. And I was meeting with him.
Help us remember, people. Was that during the Florida lockdown?
That was right before, because he was one of the reasons why the VA panicked. Because he worked in logistics, and it's not his fault that they panicked, but that was one of the first VAs that had a COVID case. They had patients, or they had one person that had tested positive and was in isolation. But the stupid nurses were just walking around and like going to check this person out like they were some freak of nature. So it spread like wildfire there, and people were getting sick like super quick. And then people were going through masks and gloves and all these other things like super quick. And not even the masks that are like the blue ones that are disposable. Like it was the hey, you go get fitted for this thing and you wear it, and then you take it off and then you wear it again. Like it is fit to your face kind of mask. And people were trying to throw these things away. Like they were like $100, $200 a pop, and they were trying to throw their things away almost every other day.
Right. I know. That's how. Yeah, they all used to be like that. Yeah.
So because they said it was contaminated. Well, yeah, but that's not the point. The point is the mask is still doing its job. Don't take the shit off while you're in the room. And the inside of the mask won't get contaminated because it's sucking up to your face. And they were going through those things left and right because nurses and doctors were just throwing them out. And he basically had to hit the panic button, which he didn't want to. And I ended up seeing the after effects of it because I worked, at the time I was in IT and I worked real close with logistics. And our hospital went on immediate lockdown, like 2 or 3 days after I got back. Our hospital went on complete lockdown.
Yeah, but what about the Soviet lockdown?
Yeah, that was different. That was a completely different lockdown.
Because we remember that one too. God, we went at month number 4 of the Soviet lockdown, people. Ah, we remember the dark times. The really dark times.
Yeah, but this sucks. I think I'm gonna need a new battery in this thing too. This battery don't last long.
Hey, what, the laptop?
Yeah, I need to check the warranty on this battery and see if it's close to warranty. And then I need to see if I can just get them to mail me one.
Perhaps so, man. Perhaps so.
Because I can I still have the information to contact HP directly.
Yeah, see?
Contact and say, hey, just send it here.
I don't know if you guys have heard this before, but I'm going to say it again. Never, ever, never, ever, never buy an HP or a Dell. That is all.
Or HP or Dell?
Yeah,
that's all the government buys.
That's what I'm saying. That's my public service announcement for all y'all people looking for another computer. Never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever, never buy an HP or a Dell.
I will be honest with you. The newer laptops that Dell and HP are putting out, at least the ones that the government has bought, I actually don't hate them.
Oh, I don't hate any of their program. I don't mind any of their hardware. They build good shit. I'm just saying they don't need our money. They're getting it from everybody else. You go to any job, what do they got? An HP or a Dell? I mean, come on, man. The government, HP or Dell. You don't need to give them your money. They're getting money.
I do have 2 Philips monitors, but I do have 3 Dell monitors.
Yeah, go buy yourself like any off-brand ever, but don't buy a Dell or an HP because they're getting enough money. They'll be all right without your money.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they definitely get plenty of money from the government and everybody else and all these other big corporations,
right?
Especially Dell. Dell was huge for a while. Like that's all. And they're still like super. Super high end.
Right. I miss the gateways. I miss the cows. I miss the cow print boxes, bro.
But no, and Dell's still sending a ton of laptops. I'll say the government is still buying a ton of Dell laptops, but they're just going to both manufacturers saying, "Hey, what can you give me, and what's the price?
Well, yeah.
These are the specs that we need. What can you give me, and what is the price?
What have you done for me lately?"
And we'll think about it. And most of the times they're not going to say no because Dell and HP are the only 2 that can produce the stuff fast enough for the government.
So far.
So it's like, yeah, whatever.
We'll see. We'll see if this chip shortage doesn't change that shit. But, Everybody always talks about how this quote-unquote chip shortage is affecting, like, cars and shit, but it's like, dude, what about actual computers? They being affected by this crap?
Not me.
Not me, man.
I got what I need. I got what I need.
So anyway, people, we had a good show. I'm gonna like see if we can call this because we've had a relatively nice show at a relatively good time. And I'm gonna keep it like that because we've done our duty. Talked about some shit, got some shit out there. We're doing good. I hope y'all were happy. Thank y'all for coming out. Unless there was anything we needed to add, Mark, got anything we need to add? Robert, thanks for being out here. We got a chance to show it.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? All right. Come back with us next week. We'll have some more shit. Try to get a couple more things out there. So we'll probably have something to talk about on our flagship show. Look for some tech talks, people, because we got them coming up. Maybe a couple how to builds are coming up too. So, and who knows? Maybe there'll be a show on Friday night. We'll see about that, but you know what I mean. So anyway,
yeah.